Okay, so let's create a data type. For example, I say x equal to 2. Okay, so what type of data is this? Can somebody tell me what type of data it is? यसले भन्न सक्नुहुन्छ मतलब यसको data type के हो?
Numeric.
Numeric, yes, thank you. So it's a numeric data type, right? And then within numeric there are different, right? There's int, there is float, there is complex, right? So which one of those is it? Is it sorry?
Float.
Is it
Float.
float?
Int.
Okay,
Int.
int, right? So most of
int.
you,
It's int.
yeah, thank you. So yeah, most of you agree that it's int, right? So because I haven't explained in very much in detail about what the difference between int and float. So one of you looks like you got confused. So it's okay. That's fine. So by after I described, I explained this thing. Okay, you'll be clear. Okay, so most of you are correct. Yeah, this is int. Int means the whole numbers, right? Int means the whole numbers. That doesn't have any point in it. Okay, so there's no point. It's just 2, right? So here now I want to find out. Okay, what type of data it is. Okay, well, what type of data is X. Okay, the type of the data. So for this there is a command. Okay, there's a command. Command is type. Okay, so type. So let's call it type, and then put X in there. Okay, so we'll talk about this later, because when we talk about functions, okay, so it will be clear what we're doing right here. Okay, so when we run this code, hey, your code run, let's see what happens. It's connecting. Okay, here is connecting. Okay, initializing. It's taking a while, so it's getting connected, right? So see here, see, most of you there, you are correct. So it's int, right? Okay, so let me try another one. Okay, you could try. Yeah, you could try as well. है तपाईहरुले पनि सँगसँगै म सँगसँगै यो गर्नुभयो हुन्छ है. So okay, let's try another one. Let's say city. Okay, city is a variable, is equal to let's say Kathmandu, right? Okay, so I want to know the type of this the data type of city. Okay, so what do? मैले के गर्छु? I give the command type. Okay, so let's call it command for a moment. Actually, let's call method. Okay, but for the moment, let's call it command because it's easier to understand. Okay, like command, you type like command name simply because we are telling the computer to do something, right? I'm let's say computer line computer line we're giving we're ordering, right? I'm like order okay. So give me the type of city. Okay, give me the type of this variable, whatever I provide within the parenthesis. Your parenthesis भित्र मैले जे दिन्छु नि है, parenthesis with the bracket भित्र त्यसको मलाई data type देऊ भन्नु भने okay. Okay, so okay, let's see. So when I run this, okay, what do you expect? What do you expect to see before I run it? Okay, so can somebody tell me what would be the output of this code?
String.
STR, right?
String.
Yes, string. Yeah, very good, very good. So yes, it will be STR, right? STR, which is a short form of string, right? String हो तर उले चाहिँ Python को भाषामा यो STR. So in Python's language, it's STR. Okay, so let me try another one. Okay, so we talked about these different data types, right? So let's see. I say that, okay, say for example, y equal to 8.9. Okay, so if I do type y, okay, so what do I expect here? यसमा के expect गर्न सक्छु मैले तपाईहरु भन्नुस् त? Float, right? So yes, it's float, right? It should be float. Okay, let's see. Yes, it's float. Float भनेको floating point, right? Is towards the end of the lecture yesterday, I mean, हिजो हामीले यो के अरे float किन हामीले यसलाई floating point हो यस्तो हैन? It's floating point. Actually, it is floating point, right? So we talked about why we call it floating point, in short, float, right? Okay, let me try some more. So some more data types that haven't covered yet, right? But we'll cover very soon. Okay, so for example, I give this, okay, say, okay, LST is equal to, say 1, 2, 3. Okay, so does anybody know here what type of data would this be? Your LST one is funny. So इसको data type क्यों होला? What would be the data type of LST? Anybody has any idea on this? I know, right? Because no idea. You can just take a guess, eh? If you want to guess, okay, it doesn't matter. Even if you're wrong,
Maybe int.
Yeah, you said int. No,
Integer.
it's actually it's a different data type. Yes, of course, they're in there. Yeah, you're right. Eh? They're two square brackets, right? You said
Array.
it's, well, it's not exactly array. Yeah, I mean in other. Okay, so Ayush says list. Sriyana says list. Yep, very good. Yeah, that's right. It's list, right? So okay, yeah. So whoever said I and int, okay, that's okay. Okay. So let's see. It's a list, right? List. Yeah, because we haven't covered it. So, list, yeah. Right? List. Very good. Thank you. Right. So we'll touch. I mean, we'll cover list very soon. Right? It should be maybe today. Okay, we'll cover list. Okay, don't worry about this. So just giving you a heads up. Right? Okay. So let's try another one. Say okay. Let's say info. Let's say just info, and then I say name. And then address 18. Okay. So here, now, anybody know what type of data would this be? Or you can try, just try it and just tell me, right? Okay, you can try this in Colab. Okay, try this code, and then see what you get. Or you don't. Oh yeah, you need this probably. I need to go. Yeah, here I need to do this. Otherwise, it will give an error, right? So anybody got any output yet? Okay, excellent. So Sriyana got DICT, D-I-C-T, right? Excellent, Sriyana. Yeah, very good, very good. Yeah, you should get DICT. Okay, let's see. Yeah, DICT means dictionary, right? Okay, so dictionary, it's basically it's a key value pair. Okay, so it's a key value pair. That means there's a key and there's a value. So for example, name is key, Malay is value, address is key, KTM is value, and so on. Okay, so they will be separated by comma, right? And then so within key and the value are separated by a colon. Right? So we'll come to this. Okay, we'll cover this later. So I just wanted to see. Okay, Ayush is asking what is the difference between the braces and the this. Okay, he's asking. Okay, so very good question. Okay, let's see. So Ayush is asking. Okay, what's the difference between this? Okay, this and this, right? Okay, so here, okay, we'll cover this later anyway. So here, so if you put the, these some data, right, separated by commas. Okay, you separate by commas. Okay, so here you put, say, for example, A, B, C, or say 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is basically this is a list, or okay. So basically, this when you put a square bracket, it's normally, okay, most of the time it's a list. Okay, in Python, it's a list. So when you have these curly braces, okay, this curly braces, I hope you can see that. Let me see if I can zoom in, show you. Okay, so when you have these, then it's if it's not, if it's just normal values, like for 1, 2, 3. So these are sets. Okay, this is a set. Okay, we'll talk about set as well later. Okay, so but if you have within curly braces, if you have key and value pairs just like this, you see here. Okay, so then it's a dictionary. Okay, so yeah, well, by the probably by today's lessons, all the lessons, you'll be clear. Okay, hopefully. Uh, uh, Now the difference between the square brackets and the these curly braces. Okay, so you will be you will once you are familiar with these for example sets, list, tuple is different. Tuple is for tuple. So let's try one tuple. Okay, so so if you say for example y, okay, y is equal to, and then this normal parenthesis, okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, just try it, please. Try it in your Colab. Okay, and then let's get the type of y. Okay, and then you guys tell me what you got. Okay, what you get. So y equal to and bracket 1, 2, 3. Otherwise, you can put anything, right? 1, 2, 3 is 3 and then type y garnusta. So let's see. Okay, Sriana got tuple. Right? I hope everybody got tuple. Hey, let's say tuple ones. Okay, right? So this is a tuple. Okay, so these are I'm showing you this because I want to show you the different data types. Right? The different data types, say list, dictionary, tuple, sets, or while. Or this is okay. Let's do one more. Okay, so for example, let's say S is equal to, you guys tell me, hey, Tamarali, you can code along with me. Okay, so put this curly braces and then say 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then you do type S. Okay, tell me what you get. Okay, Tamarali keep on mentioning. Isma key output aaya, right? What output you got? Please let me know. Okay, excellent. Ayush says it's set. Yeah, it's a set. Just like in mathematics, right? Mathematics company anyone, right? Math company, how do you what's the notation for set? Set notation anyone, right? So in programming as well, set is the same thing, right? Set ma kyun sir? There is set ma. We have unique elements. You cannot have duplicates within a set ma. Math set, the set in math, right? And the set in this in Python is the same thing, pretty much, right? Very good. Sriyana also got the same. Very good. Yeah. So let me run it. Right? Let run Garo. So we get set. Okay. So these are all the different kinds of data types. Okay. These are data types. Okay. So we pretty much saw how to get the type of the data, right? I mean, your type and your parenthesis. And this family variable name view. You can. It doesn't have to be variable name. Okay. So for example, let's try one more. Right. So for example, if we do type and let's just skip 3. Okay. Let's see what happens. Okay. What do you expect? Let's see. See, you got int, right? It doesn't have to be. You can either give variable or just the value itself. I know the value given by variable given by. Right? Excellent, Sriyana. Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Very good. Nishal says num. Actually, yes, it's a number type, but it's int. Right? Specifically, it's int. Right? So you can do. So type is a very useful command. Right? The word your type, it will be very. You're saying because when you do even advanced level, machine learning or very useful. Your type. Well, what type of data it is? Because we need to know what type it is. Right? So you need to you use this very frequently, even highly complex applications are opening, right? So you need to use this a lot of times. Okay, it's very handy. It's very, very handy, right? Okay, so let me go back to the notes, right? In my notes here. Okay, so we got this part, okay? And then let's see. So You can use, for example, okay. Okay. So let me show you some. Okay. For example, y. Okay. Y is equal to int. If you do this, okay. So int 2, right? So I will ask you all to type in this code, okay? So rather, before you run it, can you guess what would be the output of this? It's got output given, right? Y equal to int, and then there's within int I've given a string, right? String with and a two as a string, right? Okay. So and then when I print the type, okay. So I says str. Okay. Initial says it's int, right? So I says it's maybe str, okay, and then initial libonuncha int right? So yeah, because I haven't explained this yet, right? So okay, I think okay, Sriana thinks int as well. Yes, very good, very good. Yeah, it is int. Right? Int नहीं होना पड़ सकती ना बंदा है इसमें क्या वही right? Let's see. Okay, I'm going to explain what's happening here. Right? Although we are giving string, right? यसलाई चाहिँ हामी casting पनि भन्छौँ कि है we call it casting right? So I'm going to talk a little bit about casting right? So let me explain right? Let me explain. Okay, so what's going on here? Let's analyze this, right? Let's say analyze गरौँ है त. So here, let me write the code, right? Y equal to int 2. So we have y is equal to int, and then I have 2 here, right? So here, basically, this is what? This is a string, right? This is a string, or I'll just write str, right? So this is a string. So what's happening here is, although this is a string, so what this does, this command, right? So for example, if we have int, यस्तो खालको छ नि हैन. So this is a method, right? This is a method भन्छ हामी, right? So your method ले के गर्छ भन्दाखेरि, this method, whatever you give in here, right? Most okay. So it will try to change it to int, right? यसमा int मा change गरिदिन्छ के. So basically your variable, your value, it's not variable, it's a value, हैन. So this is this value, okay? This value is what? That's a string, right? String. But when you, so you're basically passing a string, right? Pass गर्ने भन्छ, यसलाई चाहिँ pass गर्ने भन्छ कि, right? So when you are passing a string, or it could be any others as well, okay? We'll come to that, right? So for example, here you're passing or you're giving, right? Your input दिएको, okay? So we're giving string 2, right? 2 as string to this. Let's say it's a command, right? Like command नै भनौँ है. यो command यसले चाहिँ के गर्छ भन्दाखेरि, it converts this, whatever it gets here, to int, right? Okay, I hope it's clear, right? Okay, so let's try another one. So why don't you all try y is equal to, right, int, okay, so 2.65, okay? Can you try this and see what the output you get? It's output के आउँछ. You try to print this as well, right? So you try to print y, right? And then also print the type of y, right? Can you try this and give me the answer, please? Okay, so I'll type it here anyway. So let's do it together. Right? So what I said was you do y is equal to int and then 2.65, right? Int 2.65, and then I have to print what? Sorry, print y, and I'm going to also print the type of y, right? Type y. Okay, so okay, first before you run it, right? तपाईँले run गर्नुभन्दा अगाडि, so what do you expect, right? Y मा तपाईँले के expect गर्नुहुन्छ? What would be the value? I mean, here when I print y, what should I get? Right? What would I expect to get? Initial, it says int. Okay, good. Okay, very good. And then so the type would be int, right? Type किनभने मैले अघि भने नि यसले force गर्छ के, like right? 2.65 is what? It's an integer float. 2.65 int ki float. Can somebody tell me what is 2.65? What's the type of 2.65? Is it int or a float?
Float.
It's a float, right? 2.65 is float, but what you're doing here is you're forcing that, okay? You're forcing that 2.65 to make it int, right? 2.65 like int malizani, right? Okay, so that's what this is doing. Okay, so when you print y, of course, now we are clear that it's got type sunny. The type will be int because we are forcing it to be int, right? Okay, so how about when we print the value of y, what do you expect? Can you tell me? इसको value क्या होना? Y का value क्या होना? So it's going to be 2, right? Okay, the value will be 2. Okay, let's see. Let me run it and see if I'm correct. Yes, excellent. See, 2 and I get int, right? 2 int sunny. Okay, so don't worry about class. Okay, well, we haven't covered class yet. So it's kind of an ISMA. Python is a fully object-oriented program or programming language. So because it's fully everything is a class. Right? Everything is a class in Python. Right? So don't worry about this at this moment. Right? I'll say the worry on part of this. Right? Okay. See, now I provided 2.65, right? But it gave me 2. Why? Why is that? Okay. Anybody know? Because there like it's like idea, Cisco.
Because 6.65 is a float.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Very good. Yes. So what happens here is, okay, let me explain this in detail. You look at the detail, so that you guys, everybody is clear in this. So this is my key one. Okay. So now what I did was, let me write the code again. So we have y is equal to int, right? And then I wrote 2.65, right? So now, so this will be forced, right? So this will force this, okay, float, although it's float, right? The value is float given, right? The value provided is float, right? But it forces this to be int. So the output of this would be int type, int type. So risk of value 2i, right? Okay, 10 minutes. Okay, so good. So in 10 minutes, we'll be out of this session, right? So after that, we'll have 5 minutes break, right? 5 minute break. So here, you get int, right? So int means it will take just the int part, right? Just think, okay, example 0.65 after point, it's a decimal part. So that's the say, so if we, just strip or just throw away, right? If we just throw away, so if we have 2.65, we throw away everything after the point and everything after the point. Then what we have remaining is just the int, right? Int matre remaining on center, right? So this is how it works, right? Always, whenever you convert a float to an int, so this is called truncate, right? Truncate. Your programming like you are truncating, right? It's called truncate. We're truncating, right? So truncate garda ke huncha bhandakhari we throw everything, right? From point and onwards, right? So I have everything after this. So we throw away, right? So that's what's happening there. So this is called this is called casting, right? Casting. So what we are doing here is casting. So here we're casting, right? So this is the the programming term, programming term. Use every programming language may anyone, sir. Right? In every programming language, most of them, when people talk about casting, so this is what casting is. Right? Because casting, okay, int like float ma cast right? How do you cast an int to a float or float to an int? Right? You can go both ways. Right? So this is called casting. Okay, I hope it's clear. Right? I hope I hope you guys know. Everybody knows what casting is. So let's do one more. Okay. So let's say Jed is equal to float. Okay. 3. Okay. What do you expect? Please, can you tell me in either in chat or
3.0.
3.0. Okay. So I suppose you're right. Right. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Excellent. Right. 3.0. Yeah. So 3.0. You think about that. 3 one. So 3 is an int. Right. 3. I'm the 3 int the right. We give 3, but it's forced into. It's casted to. Right. Casted or forced to float. Float point just 0. The value didn't change at all. Right. Value the change by right. But the representation changed by n. Right. The data, the data could type change by right? Data type changed. Okay. So I hope we are pretty much clear on this. Okay. So one more thing I want to emphasize, emphasize so so this notebook, your notebook, your PDF Sunny. So I have shared with you on Rock, Rock Mama share gareko chu. So I expect, or I would encourage, you're encouraged. I encourage everybody to type in at least the coding code part. You don't have to type in these comments. Comments. So comments. As I said yesterday, comments are to understand the code, right? To understand how the code, what's going on. For example, here, is my another. Say, look here. So I said int var equal to int 2.5. So int var will contain the value int, okay, value 2 number after the decimal are discarded. See, so I'm giving some, the very concise information, right? So you don't have to type in the comments. You can put your own comments, right? So you can put in your own comments, right? But at least, okay, at the very least, okay, just type in whatever you see here. Just type in run, right? You like type goodness and run goodness, okay? So that's how you learn, right? Coding in programming, you have to actually do it, right? जब समय हामीले गर्दैनौँ नि तबसम्म त्यो खासै होइन बुझे पनि यो म्याथ भनेको म्याथ जस्तै हो कि म्याथमा पनि बुझेर मात्रै भएन होइन you have to actually do it होइन you have to do the problems होइन त्यस्तै प्रोग्रामिङ पनि the more you program, the more you write code होइन so the better you get at it, right? So that's how it works. Okay, so I encourage सबैलाई म के encourage गर्छु भन्दाखेरि यसमा भएको कोडहरू खाली कोड मात्रै है Colab मा राख्नुस् run गर्नुस् है just type it up in Colab, just run it and see what's going on and try to figure out why it's doing that. Okay, just त्यसको के अरे आउटपुट मात्रै देखाएर भएन कि why किन भइरहेछ त के भइरहेछ जस्तै म तपाईहरुलाई मैले फिगर्सहरु देखाएर हैन मैले एक्सप्लेन गरेको छु नि हैन just like that you try to figure out है के भइरहेछ त है you guys need to figure out right? That's what programming is not just about writing code and running the code, right? It's actually about understanding what's going on behind the curtains, right? behind the scenes, right? So that's very important. Okay, so now okay, so that's casting. Okay, we talked about casting here. Okay, so here are a few okay, so I want you all to please try this. Okay, so write a code below to create a variable of type int. Okay, so can you create a variable of type int? Right, int type your variable create any variable, you can name it anything and put in any int value, right? Okay, it doesn't matter, right? J, say y equal to 6 1 1. Okay, that's okay, right? So in the second one, write code to convert above into float. You int like float ma convert garnola, right? All right. Okay, so let's do it together, right? Let's do it together. We don't have much time anyway. So the first part was we had to create a variable, int variable, right? So say I'll just say t, okay? T is equal to 7. So this does it, right? Okay. So now I created a variable or declared a variable t, which is of t int type because I give 7, so it automatically figure out goes again. right? Python automatically figures out that it's an int, right? 7 is an int. So it creates that space for int, right? Int ko लागि उसले चाहिँ त्यहाँ container create we talked about in detail about this yesterday, right? So Python actually interprets it automatically, right? Okay, now we need to convert this to float. Okay, what do? How do you convert this to float? So
float bracket 7.
bracket
Float bracket t.
T. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And then let's put it in. So you need to, we need to, whenever, we need to store that variable somewhere to use it later. Okay. Right. So okay. But because we might have to use this variable, the output of your float t को output छ नि त्यो हामीले कुनै variable अर्को variable मा राखेन भने, if we don't put it in another variable, then it gets lost, right? We lose it, right? So it's better to put it in some other container, right? Just say y, right? So now what's the value of y? So if I print y, what do I get? Can somebody tell me? Y को value के आउँछ?
7.0.
7.0. Excellent. Very good. Yeah, it's 7.0, right? So yes, Rihanna also said 7.0. Very good. Thank you. Yeah, 7.0, right? Now, can you convert y to a string? Okay, how do we convert y to a string? Y to floats, right? If you do
str bracket y.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. So who said this? Can you Nishal, good, very good, Nishal. Okay, so see, we got float, right? Now, as Nishal said, right? Nishal said that if I want to convert this y to a string, right? So what do I do? str and then y, right? So it should give, yeah. So what do I expect? So when I run this, yeah, what do I expect? Key answer. It's got output key answer.
7.
7,
no,
yes.
7, yes.
7, but there's a difference. 7 right? Or 7 or 7.0? 7.0, right? 7.0, but within quotes, right? Quotes between. Right? See, you have quotes here. So that means it's 7.0, but it's not a number. It's a number oina. Okay? So there's a huge difference.